Hey, what's up expats and travelers alike? I'm Josh with Expats Everywhere, and welcome back to the Vertical Community Venture, where we take a look at purchasing a property here in Porto, Portugal, and we're planning to buy, renovate it, move into it, and enjoy living in kind of a communal space. Now in today's episode, I'm going to walk through a property, the first property that I've actually taken a look at here in Portugal for this project. So I shot this with my iPhone. I hope you guys enjoy seeing what I see, and I'm going to give some commentary on some of the things that I noticed about this property and properties here in Portugal in general. So without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, let's start by taking a look. I'm in the hallway right now. We're going to take a look at the house first, and then we'll come back through the garage. But just to show you the garage real quick, here it is. Now, I've just entered in from the street level and I'm walking up the stairs. The stairs have a beautiful wood. I'm not sure what the wood is. I did ask, but I caught the name in Portuguese and I forgot to translate it after the fact. So one thing I noticed is that the stairs are quite wide and that you have pretty similar layouts on each floor. So you have the ground floor, first floor, and second floor. So for Americans, that might take some time getting used to, that the first floor, or the bottom floor rather, is not called the first floor here in Europe. All right, so taking a look at the first bedroom, this is the side that faces the street. So you do have some good natural light, some brightness, but it is north facing, this one in particular. And as we look around, you'll notice that there's a lot of large furniture items. So it makes it difficult to get an idea just of how the space is. Now, this is a beautiful characteristic of these types of homes where you have these amazing molds on the ceilings. They can be pretty expensive to replace, but it's possible. Now in this area, there is it's kind of like a closet really, the space is, but there's an area where you can actually enter from the hallways. You can enter into this space. And underneath the stairs, there's kind of this hobbit area, and then it passes into what the family is using as their living room currently. It's just two older people that are living here and they're looking to downsize and get rid of this big property that they just don't have time and energy to take care of. Let's take a look here at the first bathroom that we come across. Really small, hardly any shower. It's really just a shower head. And then on into their kitchen. So it is like a galley kitchen. It's not super closed off and it's not narrow. There's actually a lot of space here. I'm not exactly sure how it would be used as an apartment, and I think that each floor would have to be its own separate apartment just because of the size and layout of each space. Again, with the stunning ceilings, great features, something that we would want to keep for sure. These guys are actually talking about the plans, so they're taking a look at what the different square meters are. And then another look here at the hallway and stairs. Now, one thing that we've noticed about buildings in Portugal, especially Porto, is that a lot of square footage is taken up with these stairs. So it's square footage of the house, but it's not useful square footage for each apartment. All right, there is a skylight here, but definitely it'll need to be cleaned and polished up. Now we're gonna enter into another bedroom. This bedroom faces the back. It's quite a small looking bedroom, especially with that bed in there and then the large furniture again. So with my phone, it was really difficult to kind of show the sheer size of the room because things were so tight and I couldn't get myself into the corner to really show it as well. Now we enter into the master bedroom. It's basically the same exact layout as the one we saw before, but you guys can get an idea of just how spacious it is. And you can notice that they have that, again, they have that other kind of area that the first floor had. It's got that door back into the hallway. And to me, it's quite a lot of wasted space, but they're not trying to use it as an efficiency apartment the way that I think all of us are gonna be trying to use it for. The impressive thing with this place is the windows did a great job of keeping the noise out from the main street. Although the windows probably will need to be replaced and upgraded for energy efficiency, but they were doing all right for sure. All right, back in through the hallway, past the stairs, and we come into an area where you've got another wardrobe, you know, some more storage. I mean, obviously this property is much older. It hasn't had too many updates for a long time. The floors were a little unstable. They weren't completely flat. There was a bit of waves in them. The bathrooms were absolutely tiny, so that would have to be resolved for sure. And then you do have this larger bathroom here, so it's a master bath essentially, but it's in the area where the kitchen of the other place was. And then now we have the outdoor space, and it did take me some time one-handed to get through this this door system because I had several locks that I had to pull while also trying to film. So we'll speed this up, get through this so you guys can see outside. All right, stepping outside. This to me is the most interesting part of this property because it offers a lot of space that we can have more privately, but then also have a communal space. So my idea for this would be this area that you're looking at right now would be something more communal that all of us have access to, because as you see from the outside, or as you will see from the outside, there's a way for all of us to get to this area. The terrace that I'm standing on, that would be whoever's in that unit, that would be their property. Now, as I step down, we can take a look at the garden. I think the garden would need to get cleaned up, and then it would just be like a fresh lawn. So people could lounge there, maybe have a barbecue set, and be able to host other guests. It does have a couple fruit trees. I think we would want to keep the fruit trees for sure. They're all citrus, I believe. Lemons, oranges, and then there was one other tree. And then taking a look at the kind of little house in the back. So it's unfinished. I'm not 100% sure what it was used for, but it is very unfinished. You do have plumbing in there. So it's kind of it's functioning really as like a T1, which is a 1-bedroom place. And again, the area is so tight that it's difficult to really get a great idea with the lens that I was using, the size of it. But it could certainly work as maybe a 40 to 50 square meter apartment. Now, something that's possible in some of these old buildings is to build up, to add additional space. So keep that in mind. That's probably something that we're gonna have to do as a group. All right, now heading downstairs from, remember, the second floor. So that's like 3 stories up, but it's the second floor. We take a look at the outdoor space. You have an outdoor wash basin. There is space for you to kind of enjoy privately, and then dropping down to where the garage area is and the entrance where I came in at is. So that level, that ground level, there is a corridor right here, or a kind of courtyard here that has your access to different utilities. There's an old well that has been covered, and a spot for those sunny days. Now, here's something that is a little odd is walking in. You do have a bathroom, and you have a studio that's around the corner. So this is like an efficiency that they've made. I don't know if they had family that would stay here, but the countertops make it seem like it's quite new. I think it does get a bit dark, or stays a bit dark in there. And then there you are with the bathroom again and the shower head. So it's yeah, I mean, it's a complete gut job renovation if we were to get this property. But essentially we're looking at square footage, right? We need the square footage to do the job for all 4 tenants that are going to be in there. So this owner had a lot of tools, and as he showed us this part, he actually told us that he believes it's a 3-car garage, so 2 would fit side by side and then 1 in the front. But that's a little too much of like Austin Powers, you know, type of parking and exiting to make it worth it. I think 2 is fine. 2 cars in there. You probably honestly have to just not have any parking and use it for storage, to be honest. My takeaways from this is that this place is probably going to be a fantastic property for somebody, but just not us. I don't think that this place is going to work. I spoke with Isabel, the agent that showed us this property, and then also Nuno, our advisor from Savvy Cat Realty, who, if you guys want us to, we can connect you with. Just send me an email and I'll make the introduction to the team at Savvy Cat if you guys want, if you're interested in working with them. If you're interested in this project and want to be informed of it a little tighter, let me know at contact@expatseverywhere.com. I would be glad to do that. If you guys want to see more of this project and you haven't seen other episodes, click this playlist right here. And if the next episode is available, that's going to be right here. So you can go to the next one and continue on with this series. Now, let's get moving. Bye.